make sure you have all your props around you and get yourself comfortable in your seat. All right, so we're going to begin today. We're going to be doing a practice for letting go and embracing change. I thought that would be an appropriate theme for today. So we're going to go into Dhyana Mudra, bringing your thumb and index finger to touch, and then you can rest your hand. So palms facing upwards if you feel like you need more energy. If you already feel like you're busy in the mind, do palms down for more grounding. And sit up nice and tall. Just wiggle a little bit in your spot. Make sure you can feel your sitting bones. And then you're lengthening all the way up through the crown of your head. So roll the shoulders up by your ears. Relax them down. Close your eyes. And let's start with the breath. Let's breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. Notice how your breath is showing up today. If you feel like it's getting stuck, if it feels shallow, just be kind to yourself. Try not to judge. Just take your time as you begin to release tension. Maybe the breath will come deeper. So let's go ahead and relax with the breath. So as you breathe in, send your breath to any of the places in your body that feel tight, feel tense. So maybe the shoulders, maybe your lower back. So wherever it is, just breathing into those spaces. So we're going to try to let go of things that kind of hold us back a little bit. So perhaps a habit that you have that's not serving you. Right? So sometimes we always have little things that we do. We don't even realize it. Sometimes we just kind of do them, biting your nails, whatever it is. That's just something that's not serving you. And have you just notice that and just observe it in your own body and mind. So without judging, think of maybe one or two things that you can let go of. And they could just be little things, not a whole big thing, because that's just too much sometimes to bite off a big chunk, right? Just the little tiny things that we can change really easily that add up at the end of a year. And then think of something that you would like to bring in, right? Something new. Perhaps maybe you've been thinking about doing a meditation practice, or maybe just more breathing, some meditation and pranayama. And those are really easy things that you can add in just a couple minutes or a minute or so a day that really add up over time. And so continue to breathe in and out of your nose. Noticing your physical body, any thoughts. Okay, so let's go ahead and release the mudra. We'll inhale the arms up over your head, join your palms together, and then we'll bring our thumb knuckles into the heart. So let's begin with an intention, and then thinking about maybe one little thing that you could let go of in your practice today. Set your intention of just being present, non-judging, just being the observer of your practice, of your thoughts, just being a witness. Okay, and then we're going to inhale, reach the arms up, and just releasing that intention out into the universe. Okay, let your arms relax. Just do a couple of shoulder rolls here, just releasing any tension in the shoulders. Go the other direction. Let your chin lower towards your chest, and then just moving your head a little bit to the right, left. So just letting that chin glide along the front of your chest. Come back to center and just let your head float up. So law of attraction is just attracting things that you want, right? So something that you want in life, as you think about it, you put your energy towards it and it comes to you, right? And then the same thing happens the opposite way too. So what you resist persists. So if you think about some negative thoughts, then that also becomes attracted. So you want to change your thought patterns so that you think about things that you want, things that are positive, and that'll happen. And if you say negative things like that's never going to happen, then that usually happens too. So just try to shift your perspective and change how you're thinking about things. Always thinking positive and putting that out into the universe instead of putting the negative stuff out there, because remember, law of attraction works both directions, right? So we want good things to come, we think good things. All right, so let's sit up tall. We're going to go into breathing practice. So we're going to do a little pranayama, Ujjayi breath. So Ujjayi breathing is that ocean sound that we're going to create in the back of your throat. So if you just open your mouth and just do like that, then you want to close your mouth, make that same ha sound. So it'll be like, and this is something you can hear, right? So we're hearing the sound of your own breath. So we're going to close the eyes. We're going to do 3 count inhale and 4 count exhale. So just listening to the sound of your own breath. Let's go into Ujjayi breath now. Breathing in through the nose, out through the nose, creating that ha sound. 3 count inhale, 4 count exhale. Three more rounds of Ujjayi breath. Okay, and then just slowly releasing from your seated posture, we're going to come to hands and knees. So taking any props that you need for your knees. So we're going to think about what we're going to let go of today and what you're going to bring in, something new. And remembering that law of attraction, keeping that positive thought pattern. So let's go ahead and go into cat and cow. We're going to continue Ujjayi breathing here. So 3 count Ujjayi breath as you move into your cow pose. 4 count Ujjayi breath as you move into your cat. Good, last round. Go into your cow pose. Widen your knees, bring your big toes to touch, and reach your sitting bones back toward your heels. Settle into your child's pose. And you can stack up your hands to support your forehead, or you can bring a block in. Breathe deep. Still maintaining that Ujjayi breath. You can really hear it here in this child's pose. Last breath, and then you're inhaling. We're going to stretch the arms, and then go ahead and come up to your forearms. You're going to be on your forearms. Tuck your toes under, and let's go into your cat pose from here. So rounding that upper back, looking between your legs. Inhaling, opening up. So keep the toes curled under, keep those palms flat. Pressing down into your arms, rounding the spine, inhaling, looking up, maintaining that Ujjayi breath here. Okay, and let's come to neutral, staying on those forearms. We're going to stretch back our legs and come down to your stomach. So you're on your belly, on your forearms for Sphinx pose. Tuck your toes, lift your knees off the mat, lengthen from your hips all the way down to your feet, and then flatten out your toes, press your toenails down, and then we're going to draw the shoulders back and allow your sternum to move forward. Keep your gaze ahead. Let's breathe here in your Sphinx pose. Let's focus on the breath getting down to your belly. And then we're going to slowly bend your right knee. So as you bend your right knee, we're going to look over the right shoulder. Turning to look over your shoulder, looking at your foot if you can see it. Return to center and lower the foot down. Let's go to the left, bending the left leg, turning to look over your shoulder towards your left foot. And then slowly coming back to center as you release your foot down. Let's do one more each side. Turning to look over your right shoulder as you bend that right leg. And releasing it. And then left side. And lower it down. And we're going to stack up the hands, coming to crocodile pose. Lower your head down. Bend both of your legs, and then just let your legs go from right to left. Nice and easy. And then extend your legs out. Bring your hands underneath the shoulders. We're going to press yourself up off the floor. Coming into tabletop, and then you can move your props aside. So if you have a blanket, go ahead and move that to the side, and we're going to come into downward facing dog pose. So spread the fingers, grip the mat with your fingertips, tuck your toes, inhale, and as you exhale, go ahead and float your knees up, stretch your chest back, so really press down into your hands. Take a deep breath in, and you want to hug your upper arms in towards your armpits. Breathing in and out, bend your knees, lift your sitting bones and tailbone high. Okay, then we're going to look at our hands. We're going to walk your hands back to your feet. So walking back to your feet, coming into your forward fold, holding on to opposite forearms. Bend your knees and then just let your upper body slowly sway to the right and left, staying grounded through the feet. And then release your arms down. Slowly press down through the feet, and we're going to roll up nice and slow to come into your standing position. Roll the shoulders back, and then finding your mountain pose. So we're standing at the back of our mat today. We're going to start back here. Something a little different. Shake out the arms. Roll the shoulders. Good. And then stand up nice and tall. Feel your feet. Lift and spread your toes. You want to feel your toe mounds. Big toe, little toe. And then set your big toe down, spread them out all the way to your pinky toes. Feel the energy through both sides of your heels, both sides of your feet. Breathe in, side out. Bring your hands to your waist, and you're going to look ahead on your mat. We're going to take a giant step forward with your right foot. So you're going to shift your weight to your left foot, and then step forward. So we're going to go right into a lunge. So lifting up that back heel. Right, so keep the heel lifted. You're pressing down into your left toes. Whole right foot spread out on the floor. Hands are going to be here on your waist. We're going to add some movement to this. So we're going to take the arms forward and up. So as you stretch your arms up, we're going to pull the arms down with a nice strong ha sound. You're going to go ha and inhale up. So we're trying to get rid of that habit that we're trying to get rid of. So we're trying to burn it out with a stronger practice. Breathe in, exhale, 2 more. Last one. And then we're going to anchor the foot down. So we're coming into warrior one. So strong and stable in both of your legs, hands on your waist. Breathe in, breathe out. Both arms reach high. Take a nice inhale. Arms are going to come all the way down. Hands can go to your lower spine, or you can clasp them or grab a strap. So let's draw those elbows back, opening up the chest, and we're going to hinge forward right here. So coming into humble warrior. So pausing here at this halfway point, perhaps you're staying here. Take a breath, or you can deepen it, just letting your head drop down towards the floor. Stay connected strongly into both of your feet. Arms can stretch up if you want to, or just keep them on your back. Ujjayi breath, in through the nose, out through the nose, creating that ocean sound. Staying connected to your breathing. And then exhaling, let's release the hands down to your mat, and we'll step back to a plank pose. So you can keep your knees off the ground, or you can lower them down. Press the floor away with your hands, nice and strong. Lower your knees, and let's come down to the earth for cobra pose. So hands are going to be under your shoulders. Inhale, let's go ahead and press down with your hip bones, pubic bone, and then peel up. Lift your sternum, chest, and lower back down. 2 more. Inhale to lift, and exhale to lower. Okay, press down into the earth, and let's come up to downward facing dog pose. Reach the hips back, lift your knees, sitting bones, tailbone. Full breath in and out. Hands are going to walk back to your feet. Standing forward bend. Press down, roll up. Relax the shoulders at the top. Find your mountain pose again, nice and strong in your legs. Return to your breath so you're feeling that strong Ujjayi breath. Look ahead on your mat and really strong in your right leg. We're going to step forward with the left. Big step. Lifting up that back heel. And we're going to go back to those lunges again. Arms reaching high, and exhale. Inhale up. Last 2. And last 1. Anchor your back heel down. Warrior 1. Both hips facing forward, strong in both feet. Take a deep breath in, arms reach high. Reconnect to your breath. Exhale, arms come down, and then hands are either going to be on your lower back, or you're going to clasp your hands. Take a breath here. Exhale, hinging forward. Okay, so preparing for your humble warrior, you can stay here with your spine halfway lifted or come deeper. Right, so making sure you're feeling strong in both of your feet, especially that back heel. Arms can stretch up, that's an option. Last breath, hands are going to come down to your mat, and you're going to step back to your plank pose, pushing the floor away, nice and strong plank. Belly's lifted, heels are reaching back, top of your head reaching forward, and then slowly come down to your mat. You can do knees, hips, chest, all the way down. Locust pose, arms are reaching long by your side, thumbs down, pinkies up. Take a breath as you exhale, press down into your hips and pubic bone, float your legs, pull your arm bones off the floor, lift your arms, lift your chest. Keep your gaze down at the floor and breathe. Keeping the length, tailbone moving towards heels, fingertips reaching towards the feet. Good, last in-breath. Exhale, lower yourself down to the floor. Turn your palms up towards the sky. Turn your head to one direction. Completely release. Deep breath in and out. Bend your elbows. Turn your head to center and then press back to downward facing dog pose. or child's pose, you can choose. So if you want to take a few breaths in child and then meet in downward facing dog pose. Step your feet closer together. Once you come into downward facing dog, we're going to reach the right leg up. So I want you to lift it off the floor, float it up. Good, bend your knee, and we're going to bring that knee into your chest and then slowly move forward. And as you land that foot, you can put it all the way up here, so it's between your hands, coming into your runner's lunge. Good, reaching back through the left heel, lift your gaze. Okay, and then we're going to slowly anchor the left foot down. We're going to come up to warrior one. So press down into your feet, come all the way up, warrior one. Arms reaching high. Breathe in and out. Arms come forward and back, and then we're going to hinge forward from the hips. This time we're preparing for warrior three. So your gaze is going to be ahead. Take a big breath in and then use that breath to lift you up, lifting from your inner thigh of your left leg, strong in your standing leg. Spine stays long, breath is smooth and steady. Good. Last 2 breaths. Go ahead and bend your right knee, left knee, pull it in. Fold forward over your legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Press down, roll up. Roll your shoulders back. Inhale, arms high, extended mountain pose. Breathe in, breathe out. Release the arms, circle them all the way down by your side. Good, we're going to step back and open up into 5-pointed star. Pull those heels in, preparing for goddess pose. Bend both of your knees, sink in. All right, so imagine that you're up against a wall. So your whole spine feels supported, right? Nice and long from your tailbone all the way up to the crown of your head. Knees are tracking over those toes. Okay, take your arms out to the side, all the way up. We're going to clasp the hands, flip your palms up towards the sky. Start with the knuckles on your head. We're going to press down to your feet, draw your inner thighs together, and then stretch your arms up. Good. Hold your arms up there, bend your knees. Stay here. Feel strong in the legs. You're rooting through the feet, rising up through the hands. Good. Go ahead and press down, squeeze your inner thighs towards each other. Release your arms all the way down by your side. Good. Warrior two, right side. Right toes turn out, left toes turn in. And then as you bend your front knee, equally pressing down into your feet. So you should feel much energy coming down your left foot as the right foot. So they feel equal. And then your hips are right underneath those shoulders. That's inhale, arms out. Turn your gaze forward. Breathe in, breathe out. Ujjayi breath in through the nose, out through the nose. Reverse, reaching up. Good, and then next breath, back to your warrior two, and then hand or forearm to your front arm, to your front leg, and then reaching up and over. Look down at the floor, press strongly into your feet, come all the way back up to warrior two, and then we're going to transition. Arms are coming down, feet are turning parallel. And then you can use your blocks here if you want to. Go ahead and bring them in. And we'll go into a nice wide-legged forward fold. So bring your hands to your waist. We're going to tip forward, so keeping the spine nice and long. Take a breath and then transition your hands to your blocks or to the floor, making sure your hands are right underneath those shoulders. Press down into the four corners of your feet. Press down into your hands. Draw the shoulders back away from your ears. And if you'd like to deepen it, go ahead and deepen the posture. Still staying strong in those legs. So don't let your hips drift forward. Keep your hips over your heels. Stay strong in the legs. Right? Activate the legs. Feel your hamstrings, feel your inner thighs. Okay, take your blocks with you if you're using them, and we're gonna turn our foot back to the center. We're gonna come into runner's lunge, and then move your blocks aside, step back to plank pose. As you exhale, come to the floor, untuck your toes. Okay, and then we're gonna reach the arms long again for locust pose. So pressing into your hip bones. Let's go ahead and lift the legs, lift the arms, lift the chest. 3 breaths in your locust pose. Option 2, bend your knees. And if you can, reach back and catch your feet. Right, so you can come into bow pose or stay in locust pose. And release your feet if your knees were bent. Lower yourself down, turn your head to the opposite direction. Completely relax. Find your breath, notice thoughts in the mind, being the own witness to your practice without judging. Head turns back to center, hands under the shoulders. Child's pose, taking your knees wide, big toes touching. Stacking up your hands, resting your forehead. Return to your breath. Return to your intention. Arms reach forward, downward facing dog pose. Inhale, exhale. So now we're going to think about what you want to create, right? A new habit, how we're going to cultivate that, what you want. Maybe you don't know quite yet. Okay, we're going to reach the left leg high. Bend your knee into your chest, step forward. And then anchor the back foot. We're coming up warrior 1. Both arms reach high. Okay, where can you soften? So notice the shoulders. If they're starting to rise up, see if you can relax them down. Arms come down, and then we're going to hinge forward. So maintaining that strong back leg. And then take a breath here as we prepare for warrior 3. Lift your gaze. So the eye is going to go and the body's going to follow. Okay, so lift your gaze, let the body follow, float the leg up. Keep extending and reaching both directions, crown of your head, bottom of your foot. Bending that right knee in. Let's go ahead and take a forward fold. Press down through your feet, roll yourself up. Inhale, arms high, extended mountain pose, grounding through the feet, reaching up through the fingertips. Exhale, mountain pose. And then we're stepping out wide again for goddess pose. We're going to turn the heels in, toes out, bend your knees, sliding down an imaginary wall behind you. Spine stays long. Inhale your arms up, clasp your hands, flip your palms up towards the sky. Rest your knuckles on your head. Take a breath, and we're gonna squeeze those inner thighs, reach the arms up. Hold it there. Keep your arms reaching high, bend your knees. Come into your goddess squat. 3 breaths. Beautiful, straighten your legs and release those arms down. And then we're going to take that warrior 2 on the left side. So turning out your left foot, turning in the right, bending your knees. So equally weighted in both of your feet. So feel that energy moving down to your legs, lifting back up into your belly. Nice and strong, arms reach wide, turn your gaze. So you're looking forward into your future. So can you see yourself imagining what you could be creating with this new habit that you're bringing in? You're releasing the old, which is in the past, right? So we're letting that go. So whatever it is for you, And then thinking about how you're going to bring that in, where you're going to put that in. So sometimes it's just like adding things in a little bit at a time. Like I said, maybe a minute or so a day can make huge shifts or huge changes. Right, back to warrior two and then side angle pose. Chin up and over. So for example, if you added in 1 minute of meditation, say in the morning, right, when you get up, set your alarm 1 minute earlier in the morning, getting out of bed, setting yourself up for a meditation, just for 1 minute, just doing some breathing or just a little bit of meditation. And back to warrior two. And then just doing that every day as you get up, and notice how that changes different things in your life. So any little shift. Wide-legged forward fold again. Grab your blocks if you need them. Okay, hands come to waist. Take a breath here. Hinge from your hips. From your hands. All right, and then slowly moving forward, deepening your forward fold if you want. So what would that look like? What would it feel like? Just imagining in your mind's eye, maybe bringing a little more relaxation, a little bit more calmness into your life. Okay, take your blocks with you, walking your hands over to the left side, coming into your runner's lunge, lifting your chest, reaching that leg back. All right, then go ahead and lower that knee down. Let's come to tabletop. Move your blocks aside, hands and knees. And let's go back to cat and cow, breathing in and out. Cow pose, knees wide, child's pose. Reconnect with your breath. And then walk your hands in, and we're going to come to seated. So if you have a wall nearby, you are welcome to use it. If not, you might want to put a couple blocks behind you just to kind of simulate having a wall behind you. All right, and then we're going to use a blanket or perhaps two if you have them, or a pillow. We're going to go into a seated posture, and then we're going to use our strap too. So go ahead and grab your strap. So block or wall behind you, or if you have a wall, just have a seat on your blankets against the wall. So I have my two blankets stacked up, and we're coming to cobbler pose, right? So it's nice to have that wall behind you for cobbler. And then we're going to use our strap for that as well. Okay, so we're going to grab your strap, and my strap is a big 8-foot strap. Okay, so if you don't have a big strap, then don't worry about it because it's probably not going to work. So it's got to be a big one, and it has a buckle on it, and you want to make sure it's buckled. All right, so go ahead and buckle it first so that you have a big giant loop. And you're going to put the loop to the side, so it doesn't matter which side, probably the right or the left. You're going to put your feet, so the soles of your feet are going to be together. You're going to bring the strap right underneath of both of your feet, and then you're going to put this over top your head, and it's going to slide all the way down to below your sacrum, so basically on the more fleshier part of your buttocks. And then we're going to strap, it's going to tighten, and the strap will probably end up the tight part, so you can kind of adjust it so that you can put it like right on your thigh, and you want to make it tight. So it keeps tightening and tightening it until you can feel it tighten around your lower spine, or actually on your butt, lower butt, and then around your feet. And this just helps to support your cobbler pose, okay? So if you don't have a strap, that's fine. Just go ahead and sit in your cobbler pose, pressing those soles of your feet together. And if you have an extra pillows or blocks, you could put them underneath your outer thighs, and this just helps to support it. So we're going to sit and we're going to hold a mudra. So we're going to bring our palms face up, so you're looking at your hands. We're going to fold your index finger in to the base of your thumb, and then you're going to hold the thumb thumb's going to go over top of the index finger, and then we'll bring the tips of the middle finger and ring finger to touch the tip of your thumb. Pinky stay extended, and you're going to place them on top of your thighs. If you're up against the wall, you're welcome to use the wall for support. You can lean the shoulders and head against it. If you don't have a wall, just maintain that length of your spine. So close your eyes. I want you to breathe nice and full and deep. Notice your breath. Notice if your breath gets stuck anywhere. Keep pressing the soles of your feet together. Okay, so we're going to start to imagine your new habit that you're creating and what that's going to look like for you. So whatever it is. What do you want to cultivate? Is it health? Is it just being more relaxed? Do you want to add more exercise into your life? Eat better foods? Feel better? Whatever it is. So just think about the general picture, like what you want it to look like. And then you can think about the steps that you need to take in order to bring this into reality. So remember, law of attraction, keeping that positive imagery happening, not anything negative. So as soon as you put it out there, it's going to come true. So if you already put that negative energy behind it, I can't do it, then you won't. But turn it around, I can do this, and just add a lot of positive affirmations behind it, and then things will start looking up. Okay, last breath here. And then you'll slowly release the mudra, wiggle your fingers. And then if you have the strap, you're just gonna take that off, right? So just release it from your feet and then take it up over your head and set it aside. Stay up on your props. We're gonna just go right into a wide-legged forward fold, okay? So take your legs out wide, scoot yourself to the edge of your support so that on the blankets you can feel your sitting bones and tailbone, right? But just let the flesh kind of come off. Right, flex your feet and sit up tall. So if you need to bend your knees, go ahead and bend your knees so that you can maintain a nice long spine. Right, if you have blocks, go ahead and bring them in the center. You could also use a bolster here and place the bolster right between your legs. I'm going to use my blocks. So we're going to sit tall and then just hinge forward from your hips, still maintaining your long spine. And then you can bring your blocks in a little closer, rest your forearms on them. Keep sinking your hips into your supports. And if you have a bolster, you can stack up your hands and even rest your forehead there. And let's come back to that Ujjayi breath. 3 counts in, 4 counts out, listening to the sound of your own breathing. Find a sense of calmness washing over you. Notice the sensations in your body. So you should feel sensations of stretch. Nothing should feel painful. There should be no sharp sensations. It should be all soft stretching in the hamstrings, maybe you feeling a little in your back, but nothing should hurt. If anything does, you're going to back out of the posture. Okay, stay with your breath if you're here. Keep finding places where you can soften. So maybe it's just your jaw or something that needs to be unclenched. So soften the jaw, relax the eyes, soften the hands. So anything that's really not involved in the posture, just let it release. Shoulders can relax here. Notice if you start softening those parts of your body that you might find a little more softness in your hamstrings. Okay, if your feet are still flexed, go ahead and push your heels down into the ground. See if you can find a little more length in your spine. Okay, last couple of breaths here. And then we're going to take our time to come up. Nice and slow. Roll the shoulders. And if you had your prop, go ahead and move that aside. And we're going to shake those legs together. Bend your knees. Right? And then separate your feet. Just do a couple windshield wipers. And then we're going to make our way down to the ground. Okay, so just keep your strap and your blocks next to you. And anything that you want to use for Shavasana. So if you have a bolster, go ahead and put that beside you as well. And let's come down to the ground. So you're going to be flat, so legs are extending, and we're going to reach the arms up over your head. So I want you to just feel your shoulders here on the ground. Feel the backs of your arms, feel the backs of your legs. Take some deep breaths in and out of your nose. All right, let's bend one knee at a time into your chest. All right, so hug your knees in, bring your feet, flex your feet, bring your feet, your big toes to touch, heels to touch. Good, hug, and then separate your legs hip width apart, lower your feet down to the mat. So we're gonna land our feet hip width, and we're gonna set up for bridge. All right, so go ahead and press the backs of your shoulders, shoulder blades down into the mat, arms are long, palms are flat. Inhale through your nose, exhale, stand in your feet and float your hips up. All right, and then go ahead and think about dragging your heels back towards your shoulders and feel how that activates your hamstrings. So keep that energy, keep pressing the backs of your shoulders down into the mat. And see if you can soften your front ribs in a little bit, and you'll feel a little more active in your abdominals. Good, 3 more breaths. We're holding this bridge. Keep standing in your feet. Keep dragging the heels back. Shoulders down into the mat. Okay, last breath, and we're going to slowly come down. Let your hips drop down, nice and slow. Come to neutral. Take a breath in. Exhale your breath out. Okay, 2 more breaths, and just go ahead and just windshield wiper your legs. Take your knees slowly to the right and to the left. And we're going to get ready for a spinal twist. Okay, so you could use the block here between your thighs if you want to. And then you would just lift up your hips, shift your hips to the right, and then let both your knees come over to your left, right? And take your arms apart. You can turn your gaze to the right. If you want to just keep your legs together, you can take out the block, or you can stretch the top leg out. Right, you'll get more stretch in your outer hip, so just be mindful. So any variation of this twist that feels good, just make sure you're feeling something. If you're not feeling anything, make that adjustment. Okay, go ahead and prepare to move back to center. So if you want to come back to center, you can remove the block, find center with your hips, take a breath, and then just lift up your hips, shift them to the left. You can put the block back in at that point, and then both your knees drop to the right. Arms can go wide. You can do cactus arms, or you can just take them out to a T position. You can straighten out the top leg if you want, or just keep the knees stacked up. And just try to soften your ribs down to your hips, trying to create space down your side body. Check in with your breath. When you're ready, go ahead and move back to center. Take out your block, set it aside, and then we're going to bring both knees into your chest. So hug them in. And then if you want to take happy baby pose, you can go ahead and send your feet up towards the sky, holding on to your feet, your ankles, or you can wrap your arms underneath and hold on to the backs of your legs or to the calves. And you can add movement if you want to, just add some rocking. Hold in stillness. Feel the stretch in your hips and your inner thighs. And then just slowly bend your knees together. So, I'm sorry, not knees together, feet together for cobbler, reclined cobbler pose. So you're gonna hold on to your ankles here. So your feet are off the floor. If you want to put a support underneath of your feet, go ahead and reach for a block or perhaps a blanket, and then lower your feet down so that they're being supported. And you can also use blocks underneath of your outer thighs. And just kind of tuck them underneath there. So you have some support for your cobbler pose. And then we're gonna rest our hands onto your lower belly. And let's go ahead and bring the breath in there. So let's breathe in through the nose, all the way down. See how deeply you can bring your breath, and then let it go. 3 more breaths, in through the nose, all the way down, as deep as you can get that breath. And then let it go. 2 more breaths, in and out. Okay, then you can slowly bring your knees together. Take away your props, set them aside, and then we'll stretch arms and legs up. Circle your wrists, circle your ankles both directions. Shake it out. Okay, and then lower your feet down. Let's go ahead and set up for Shavasana. So take whatever you need. So if you have a bolster, go ahead and support yourself with it. You can put it under your legs. You can put it underneath your upper spine. So just depending on what you need from your practice today, you can put a support under your head. So whatever works. You can also do legs up the wall if you like that. A little more inversion. So get comfortable. And then once you're settled in, just close your eyes. Take a deep breath in through your nose and then just exhale, sigh it out through your mouth. Okay, and then just let go of tension in your physical body. So you want to soften your feet, legs, lower back, belly, middle back and rib cage. Relax your chest, collarbones, tops of shoulders, all the way down to your fingertips. Relaxing the head and neck, top of your head, and then down to your forehead. Let the forehead widen, soften your eyebrows, let your eyes relax, temples, ears, jaw, throat, tongue, lips. Breathe in through the nose, exhaling, releasing, and letting go. Soften your mind of any stress, worries, thoughts. Just tuning into your breath as it flows in and out, just maybe feeling that gentle rise and fall right at your chest. And then just going back into that mind's eye and just seeing yourself, right? Just seeing yourself in this new habit that you've created and what changes that you want to kind of put forth, right? So in your life, thinking of that something new that you can bring in that will better serve you. To create change in your life, in your relationships, in the world, focusing your attention on what you want. Remember, the law of attraction is unbiased and you'll attract experiences based on your thoughts. So focusing on what you want the most, being positive. Begin to bring your awareness back into your body. Just begin by wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes. Spreading the movement into the arms, into legs, perhaps a stretch. Reaching the arms and legs apart from each other. Deepening your breath. And then bending your knees, perhaps windshield wipering the legs. Hug them into your chest. And then as you're ready, you can roll to one side. And then easing yourself up into a comfortable seat. And then once you arrive in your seat, just make sure you're aware of your posture, right? So roll those shoulders back. Feel your sitting bones and tailbone. Lengthen your spine. And then we'll inhale the arms up. So we're going to bring that intention back into your heart. So join the palms together. Place some thumb knuckles at the heart. Lower your chin towards your chest. So let's go ahead and return to your intention. Acknowledging that, and then focusing on the habit that you're letting go of and what you're cultivating, what is going to be new. And I'll just read you a quote by Abraham Hicks. What you resist persists. If you focus upon whatever you want, you will attract whatever you want. If you focus upon the lack of what you want, you'll attract more of the lack. So just remember that. Bring your thumb knuckles up to your third eye. The light in me honors the light in you. Thank you and namaste.